Well, I don't think, the landscape for all of sports has changed dramatically in a short period of time, and I don't think it's being copycat, but there's stuff going on that precautions have to be taken by every level where there's some sort of decent-sized crowd going to be at an event, and players being in a close proximity to each other, etc., and exposed to things. So I think it's difficult because it's very new, but I think it was actually pretty easy.
Do you feel like this is a necessary thing for your club as well, and what sort of impact do you expect this to have on you
Well,
guys?
I don't know necessarily for our club specifically. We're in an area where provincially there's been one case, but I think again it's precaution and safety for everybody involved, and it's just, I'm sure there's other people feel the same. It's a needed thing. We are doing what the rest of the population is supposed to be doing as far as some individual things, and it's not really any different, but we have a higher profile.
John, you've been involved with hockey at so many different levels. Have you ever seen anything like this?
No, of course not. There's been nothing, in that way of, cancellations, except in my time via the lockout. And if you read, I guess in 1919 it was canceled because of the swine. I don't know what flu it was. The Stanley Cup was canceled. So, no, it's uncharted territory for everybody. And again, I think they're just following what the best plan is to slow this down and eventually shut it off.
John, I guess it doesn't really matter because it's for the safety of everybody, but does it lessen the impact for you guys a little bit because you were into the last week of the season?
Well, it's certainly different if you're out of the playoffs than if you're in first place, possibly or potentially, But I'm sure that everybody involved in all the leagues hopes and maybe some expect, who knows, that there'll be games played again. So, but for us it is different, and we don't know that we're not going to play games. Again, that's all conjecture for it at this time.
Do you think there will be hockey before the year is over or not?
Where?
Anywhere.
I don't know. That would just be a personal opinion, and it'd probably be a want. So I don't know. I think that's probably answered not even by the leagues. That's probably answered in North America wide here by medical people.
John, have your players had to be tested, or are they going to be tested?
No. Well, if you have, just like if you develop them tomorrow, symptoms, you would be tested, and I would think you'd go to the doctor and they'll be tested. But no, there's nothing like that.
You had two players that were out sick last night, John.
Yeah, they don't have any symptoms like this.
The WHL gave some advice for the game last night, and I know we weren't allowed to talk to you guys at that point. What did your team do before things were postponed or paused entirely?
Sorry.
So, for example, the WHL said, I think it was on Tuesday, they advised
Oh,
not to
advised some
handshake.
things, yeah.
Did the team actually do any precautionary measures?
We had individual water bottles on the bench with names on them. They had individual towels. Greg and Gord were working on that yesterday morning or early afternoon. So some of those kind of things were kept that way, and some of it was like redundant, and our towels are washed all the time, etc. in a way. But I'm assuming that when they went out on the ice out of the tunnel there, that they didn't high five the kids that lean over, but can't say that for sure.
John, I think a majority of your fans will understand why this move is being made, but what do you say to fans that maybe aren't going to get to see the end of this season?
Well, I think we can address that if indeed that happens, because I don't think there's any strong indication that something won't change or whatever. But you just have to have a general feel for it. But it's uncharted stuff, and this is done to protect any possibility for our young players, or mostly teenagers, and in a general public way, where as adults we have more choice whether we want to go to an event, go to work, come to a little meeting like this, whatever. So I think it's very understandable in our North America, and where there seems to be, to me, a little bit of a panic going on.
Was the idea to suspend the league brought up before? Or did it kind of just happen over the last day or so with the NBA kind of leading it? It's been like a snowball since then.
Well, I'm guessing it's from that, but I mean, I'm way down the totem pole on those discussions, so whether Ron was talking to the new CHL head and other governors at, say, 10 days ago, what ifs, like, I don't know. But I think that, you know, everything followed pretty suit after the NBA, pretty swift after the NBA thing last night.
John, is it your understanding that, is there maybe some time to just push everything back where it stands now and just pick up where you have left off? Is there a period of time that will, is there a leeway there that allows you to push that up so nothing is lost, or what's your understanding of
Well, I
that?
think that's a possibility. That's why suspended or postponed is how it's been worded, that it's not canceled. I think that everything possible within the safety of the general public and the people, players participating, there will be games. But if that's read as it's not, then there won't be. But I think that would be everybody's wish and hope, but there's a lot of things will come into play on that.
Is it business as usual in other aspects of the organization? I mean, you're always out there scouting. Some of the major leagues have brought in their scouts. Is it business as usual for your scouts, or is it anything like that?
Right now, it's business as usual. I mean, the NHL, you know, the many guys that live in this area that scout for NHL teams are just now very localized in driving, etc. For us, there's a big academy tournament going on right now. This is well, it started Monday. It's going to Sunday. The midget started yesterday. That is continuing. I just talked to Dale a few minutes ago. There was a little bit of talk and stuff, but as far as I know, that's going through till Sunday. We just have 2 people at it there, but and then past that, I don't know. Like if the Alberta and BC and Manitoba things, are they going to go ahead? I have no idea. If they go ahead, I see no reason why we won't have representatives there. I'll be going.